You know, guys, we had a lot of fun playing World of Warplanes. We really did. Uh, we started playing this back in October, like a little bit before Halloween, and we just fell in love with the game, and it was so much fun. And then they started patching it, and things kind of changed. Our opinion kind of dimmed a little bit, but we still were able to find fun in it, right? We still were. But over the course of like almost 6 months now, that feeling of joy has been replaced with just something negative. And that's why I'm leaving World of Warplanes. I'm no longer going to be producing content for it. I'm no longer going to be playing the game or supporting it in any way, shape, or form. Because in all honesty, I feel the community has been duped. I feel the community has been shitted on. And I feel the community has been just downright abused by the most incompetent developers I have ever seen in my life. Now, that statement may seem very, very harsh, calling them incompetent, but that's God's honest truth. Other adjectives that would be applicable would be criminal, frauds, idiotic. I mean, insert, it's a combination of either stupid or criminal. Take your pick. And I can actually back those two statements up quite nicely. So let's lay the groundwork here. My first issue I ever had with this game was the performance degradation with each patch. And anybody who's played this game for any length of time will tell you, yeah, that's fucking reality here. And I'm not just talking about FPS plummeting or we're not getting as much FPS as we used to, though that's somewhat of a concern. Or the fact that there was no optimization within the FPS whatsoever, contrary to what they were always telling us in those Q&A streams, which I could verify that there was never any optimization on there. I actually have statistic results from 5 different gaming machines with 5 different processors from current gens AMD and Intel's in the i7 and the Ryzen series to couple years back i5s and i7s and even an AMD 8320 running on many different configurations using 4 different video cards, a slew of different SSDs and mech drives, and different degrees of RAM. So yeah, and guess what? The results were pretty much all within tolerance of all of them, right? They were all within those spectrums. Well, with the exception of any of the systems that were running the 960, that one I can only play it at medium. Taking it to high just made it play like total shit. So go figure. So yeah, there's that. But they never once really did optimize. And with every single patch they put out there, the game got more and more unstable. The memory leaks became greater. We could only play like 5 or 6 games before it literally crashed us in the middle of a flight back to the desktop because the memory leaks had just expanded to such a fucking degree that it made the whole fucking client unstable. Truth. And this goes to the whole point of incompetency or stupidity, as you may want to put it here. Any software programmer worth their salt knows that if your core game or your core program is faulty, has leaks, has bugs, and this, that, and the other, and you try to add more shit on top of it, what you're going to end up doing is actually making those bugs and memory leaks greater, because that's just the way programming works, all right? You actually will exacerbate the problem even more. And furthermore, it makes tracking down the problem even harder, okay? Makes tracking down even harder. So the time it's going to take for you to actually fix the problem, once you finally decide, okay, I'm going to stop pushing content for a month just so I can go get something fixed, by the time you actually try to find the problem, it's going to take you longer. And before you even find it, you're probably already on to your next content update that's just not going to fix the problem and thus further exasperate the problem. All right? This is it's so illogical. This whole methodology is so illogical. When I worked for EA Sports, if we ever tried to produce a fucking game like that, holy shit, we would never have once passed Microsoft or Sony or fucking Nintendo certification and inspection standards. Never once would we have passed that. And if you want to talk about some pretty stringent and tough standards, try making games for a fucking console before you could technically update them, right? Try doing that. That was a challenge. But these guys, they have the luxury of being able to update and fix their mistakes through that. And they don't fucking do it. Fucking hell. I mean, guys, we lost chat for like a month. It took them a month to figure out how to bring chat back. One of the most fucking simple things in any fucking online game is chat. I mean, my God, how the fuck did you screw this up? But they did. All right, so that's the first big issue. The second issue that I have, and this one's going to seem trivial, but we're going in the order here. The achievements stat server took a shit on itself. Back in November, I was rocking something like 24 aces, like 140 of like almost everything else. Just had every fucking epic achievement you possibly can. And then the stat server took a shit on itself. And I had to start back over. Now, I put in a ticket about this saying, hey, something's wrong here. It showed screenshot previous, showed screenshot now. It's like, you see the problem here? And I was like, yeah, that's something definitely happened there. Okay, well, I've notified the devs about this, and they'll look into it. Well, again, this is November. Nothing ever got fixed on that. So either the support is not actually putting forth any of the tickets to the developers for them to actually fix shit, or the developer said, I don't give a fuck. I'm more inclined to believe I don't give a fuck. I really am. I really fucking am. Because it explains so many problems in this game and why things take so fucking long. It's like they are literally have vodka in the water cooler there. It's like, hey, a little thirsty. Let me get some vodka. And just be drunk all fucking day. That would make 10 times more sense than any of the other fucking explanations they could possibly give to why the game is in the state it is currently. Like, if I was the owner of this company, I'd probably fire everybody in this development team and then literally reshuffle people from my more popular titles to come here, fix the problem, bring in a new crew, train them up, and get them going just to make this profitable. Because at this point, this game is not going to be profitable. And in all honesty, it kind of feels like it's in a swan song. It really does. 2.0 was supposed to be like a rebirth from its swan song that it was having. But that rebirth, unfortunately, was done by the same people who drove it into the ground in the first place. So, yeah. All they did was basically add a little bit of lift before it plummets to the ground again. That's God's honest truth, and it kind of feels really sad and tragic. But, moving on, the next big issue I had came with the operation we had over Christmas, alright? A lot of the missions there would not work whatsoever. I had a problem with the ME-109TL mission, where I had to pay my way through the first part just to get it to go over. Like, I was completing the task, and I completed that task like 12 fucking times, and it would not acknowledge it. It wasn't until I paid actual, like, tokens to do it, did it actually start registering it. And a lot of people complained about this. I asked if I can get those tokens back. I was like, oh, we'll look into that. Never fucking happened. Never fucking happened. But, you know, in-game currency, whatever. That's fine. So, here comes that new campaign that we're on here, Operation Westfall, and they have a pay system there. Well, learning my lesson from the previous campaign, I made sure to buy a fuckload of those goddamn certificates, only to find out that you can't use the certificates to unlock the plane. At all. Can't use them to do it. We've tried. About 20 of us on the NA server have been experiencing the same goddamn issue. It's probably more, but I know of at least 20, and we've all hung out in my Discord and discussed this, and we've tried multiple ways of doing it. We've even completed every one of the prerequisites and then tried to do it, and it still won't do it. Still won't do it. So we submitted tickets. Showed proof. Nope. Nothing. Now, they did say, yes, we know it's a bug, and they're working diligently to try to fix this. Well, here we are towards the end of Operation Westfall. No new patches come to resolve it. 2.0.4 that was put out on the 21st was supposed to resolve the issue. It did not. It did not resolve that issue. It resolved the issue where people couldn't actually complete it normally, but it did not resolve the issue of people being able to use their certificates to redeem for it. And so we put in tickets about that. And it's like, yes, we know it's still a bug. Yeah. I was like, okay, well, are we going to get at least credited? Because, we did all the work and, we bought the tickets just for this purpose. We spent money just for this purpose. Are we going to be able to get what we spent money on? No response. They're not giving us any response at this point. A lot of people have been rather angry about it, rather rude, asking for refunds. They were denied. Asking, well, are we going to get the planes? No response. And to me, that's just a really horrible way to run your company. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I know some of you might say, it's like, oh, what an entitled little fuck. It's like, well, let me ask you something. If you go to McDonald's, you order a 20-piece and they hand you a 6-piece, are you going to be happy about that shit? Fuck no. You're going to walk back in there and it's like, yo, you owe me 14 more fucking nuggets. True fact. So, yeah. That's where it is. The reality is, guys, like, a lot of the top players are leaving the game. We have moderators who are quitting. People who've made content for this game are now publicly saying, don't play the game. All right? And I'm not alone in this. I've seen a couple other things about this as well. So, it's sad. I mean, I didn't want it to come to this point because I loved playing this game. I really did. But there comes a point where you have to admit that your relationship with something may not be healthy. And I kind of am feeling right now that this relationship between me and the developers of World of Warplanes has taken a role of abusive. And there's only so many times you could slap somebody before they just walk away. All right? And I've hit that point. So, yeah, it's kind of sad. So anyway, guys, that's going to be all for that. And I for all of you who are staying, I hope and I pray things get better. And if things improve, right? If Wargaming actually says, hey, we fucked up, we're sorry, to anybody, make some sort of public apology for what you've done to your fucking customer base, I'll come back. But they're not going to. They never have. Wargaming has never once made an apology for a fuck up they've made. You ask anybody who is in the World of Warships closed beta and alpha, never once. So, or even who did CBT for this game and didn't get shit for it and actually got shitted on. They won't apologize. They never will, because they will never admit that they did anything wrong. And by the terms of service, technically they haven't. So, yeah, it is what it is, guys. So, but I'd love to come back. I just not in the state that it's in. And really, it's not. I don't think anybody should have to suffer through what they did to them. So, that's going to be all, guys. Hopefully, they will get their shit together or be fired and replaced. I'm really hoping for that one. And I'll come back. But till then, I'm out, guys. Peace.